Hey, I'm NichBoy and welcome to Pocket for Friday, the 24th of June. Today on the show, no more golden eggs, a cagey link, and I answer your asks. Alright, here's what's been making headlines, and first up, Devil's Third is going offline. The critically panned Wii U title will be dropping all of its online functionality on the 28th of December this year. The game only launched in Australia in August last year, which means the wacky online multiplayer modes will be laid to rest after just 16 months. The in-game golden egg currency will be available for purchase up until the 27th of June, and as of today, the game is selling at half price. The offline modes, including the single-player campaign, will still be playable once servers are switched off. Sonic just keeps making headlines this week. June 23rd marked 25 years since the Hedgehog made his first appearance on the Sega Genesis in North America and Europe. In an interview with Japanese magazine Famitsu, Sonic team head Takashi Iizuka confirmed that the studio is in fact working on an all-new Sonic game. Which is good news for the Sonic team because otherwise they would have to change their name. But it's bad news for us because there's going to be an all-new Sonic game. But at least it's better than nothing. The entire franchise is actually on sale on Steam right now, as Gaben's platform has begun its summer sale. There's some good stuff on there, and also Sonic. Next up, an amazing Katamari Damacy is making a name for itself across the globe. Bandai Namco has secured the trademark in Japan after locking down that title in Europe and the US back in April. The publisher still hasn't formally announced the existence of a new entry into the pushy, blobby puzzle game, but apparently it's going to be amazing when they do. Next up, and I've got some cheeky release dates for you. Enhanced Games has confirmed that Rez Infinite, their HD and VR remake of Rez, will launch alongside the PlayStation VR on the 13th of October, and Halo 5 Guardians fans will get to shoot slightly different waves of enemies when the game's biggest update hits next week. Announced back in May, the Warzone Firefight update will finally be dropping on the 29th of June. The free update adds a revamped version of the classic PvE firefight mode and introduces new maps and rec cards. To celebrate, Xbox Live Gold owners can play Halo 5 and all of its content for free from June 29th through to July 5th. And finally, against all odds, Sean Bean has managed to survive Civ 6. 2K has released the 12-minute gameplay demo they showed off at E3. It's probably the most soothing, poetic game tutorial ever produced. So if you're interested in the game at all, it's definitely worth a watch.
But our cities do not always need to follow the same path. Where one looks inward for enlightenment, the other focuses on more pragmatic concerns.
There's a link in the description. And now it's time for Thing of the Day. On June 7th. Alright, that's all the news. Now it's time for... Some sick bastard created a Nicolas Cage face swap mod for all of the characters and a bunch of the textures in The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. So I'm done. That's all the news. Now it's time for... Alright, now it's time for Ask Pocket, where you ask and then something Pocket. Our first question comes in from Wayne King Fast. Who has the worst work habits and what is it? Well, I'm gonna burn some bridges here, Wayne, so I hope you're happy. First up, John has these little inefficiencies in his edit workflow that just drive me nuts. I mean, right now I look over and he's manually resizing all the game's rating boxes and putting them up in the right position on screen. Just make a template where they're the right size in the first place and you won't have to change them every episode. You'll save yourself hours, man. Barjo puts his face on everything, but that's probably more endearing than it is annoying. Here's everything we could find in 2 minutes. But no one really minds, unless you're appearing on another channel's nightly news show. Rad doesn't say thank you, she says thank, and that makes me feel really angry and old. And speaking of angry, Pete laughs when he's angry. So that's just confusing. Sam comes into work every day with his big old Sam arms and makes me feel insecure about myself. And Toby is just constantly seeking my approval, which can get really tiring. Our next question comes...
I made you a tea.
Shut up, Toby. Our next question comes in from Street Cat Meow. Toby, give me that tea. Said it? Now walk away. Are you pro eating while gaming or against it? I'm against it. I hate getting grease on my controllers and keyboard. You're obviously eating the wrong thing, Street Cat. What, you're cooking up a laxer at your desk? You're elbow deep in fried chicken while it's high noon? If I am eating at my computer desk, then I'm generally eating something that doesn't coat my fingers in something like Cheezel dust, because then I have to suck them clean and then put those wet phalanges back on my keyboard, and who knows where that thing's been? The answer? I do, and I don't want that anywhere near my mouth. I sometimes eat dinner at the computer if I'm alone, salad, sushi, things that won't splash and don't require fingers. If I'm settling in for a long Saturday, then I might make some popcorn, and blue maize corn chips are also a good go-to. I also asked the gang. John eats red frogs and nothing else. The man is half red frog at this point. Rad eats anything. Pete is a corn chips and salsa man with a chocolate chaser. Goose has an inbuilt fear of bringing food near his computer that has been instilled in him by his parents, but he will occasionally flout his disobedience by putting a biscuit on a saucer and eating it desk adjacent. And when I asked Sam what he ate while he gamed, he replied, water. And speaking of water, our next question comes in from Fluid61. Gross. Quake wrecked my wrists in the 90s. Any good ergo keyboard mouse solutions for us aging gamers, especially high accuracy games? I actually don't have an answer for this question, but I agree, I would like something a little more physically forgiving for my little bird wrists. So if anyone has any suggestions, let Fluid and I know in the comments below. Our next question comes in from Unknown. I don't actually know who asked this. I remember seeing it on the Pocketeers Facebook group or as a response to one of our videos, and I can't for the life of me remember who it was or what they actually said or if it even existed in the first place. But I am going to answer it, and I'll try to remember the phrasing as best I can. Nick, you're just the best. You're the best. Funny, intelligent, an excellent cook. I'm in awe. Anyway, on to my question, you handsome devil. Do you have any tips for getting better at games in general? And remember, you're the best. Yep, I think that was exactly how it was written. Unknown Pocketeer, isn't this the struggle for us all? You love this thing, but you may not be the best at it. And gaming isn't like reading or watching TV. Your skill at the thing you're doing can genuinely affect your enjoyment of it. First off, I do think natural skill absolutely exists. There are people who just have better hand-eye coordination, better instincts, better natural awareness. I would say at a core level, both Pete and John are better at games than I am, but I do have a 5-point system that guarantees you better game playing and enjoyment. Number 1, play online against strangers. You need to play against people better than you, otherwise you will not have to improve. Playing with your friend group means you'll only ever be as good as them. And you don't want to be as good as them, you want to be better than them. Isn't that why we play games, ladies and gentlemen? To crush the people we love. Number 2, research what game you are playing. Watch professionals, watch competitive tournaments, see what the pros are doing, and almost more importantly, what they aren't doing. Reddit, forums, Discord servers, Twitch streams. Sam and I spend half our lives reading, watching, and talking about Hearthstone. Rad, Pete, John, and I watch all the Dota we can and nerd out over patch notes. Understand on a deeper level the game you are playing, and you will get better by default. Number 3, play with people who can help you. This one is invaluable. Play with friends who can point out your mistakes, because when you just play alone, you're just reinforcing your own bad habits. If you're playing with someone else, they can point out things you're doing wrong you didn't even realize. That's why, to prepare for the upcoming Pocket League Rocket Pocket tournament, John is giving me tips on how to get better at the game, so I can go from down here, where I'm complete shit, to here, where I stop scoring own goals. Most of the time. Number 4, and this is probably the big one, time and patience. You will suck for ages and then you will get better. You actually will just get better. You just have to put in the hours. And finally, number 5, you don't have to be great at games. You just have to be good enough that you are having fun. If you're not there yet, follow the previous 4 steps and you will get better. And if you've done that and you're still not good and you're not having fun, just give up on that game. You don't have to play everything. All right, our final question comes in from that guy, 4322. Would you ever consider selling the Pierreth body pillows? I feel like they would be a commercial success. What, you mean this old thing? We couldn't possibly sell this, it would crash the ABC servers. Until we turned it around and people started demanding refunds. All right, that's it for today's episode of Pocket. My Pocketeers! Let me know in the comments what game you are trying to get better at, and while you're on the internet, check out Good Game on Facebook, YouTube, and iView. Want to meet fellow Pocketeers? Then join the Pocketeers Facebook group and Steam group. You can follow Good Game on Twitter at Good Game TV, follow Pocket at NichBoy, at Pierreth, at GG, at Monkey, and at Sam Geek. There are links to everything I just said in the description below. Today's bizarre thing of the day entry was made by Lachlan Russell. If you've made a thing, please send it in. Till Monday, NichBoy out. Where's Toby?